Hello everyone and welcome back to Gabi's side here on YouTube. Today we are going to do a renovation video on The Sims and we're going to renovate this lot right here called OAKENSTEAD. I hope I'm saying that right. Actually this was one of the first slots that I've ever played on in The Sims 4, and I remember this because when I first logged into The Sims 4 we had like a choice of 3 worlds only. And I chose Willow Creek, and then I saw this like big lot near the back of the town, and I was like, oh, this is a nice lot. This is you know, the affluent the affluent lot. So obviously I cheated, okay? I admit it. I used Motherload, okay, or free real estate, one of those. And I moved into OAKENSTEAD. So it was one of the first lots I've ever played on. Lots of nostalgia, but today I want to renovate it because we want to update it a little bit, and I want to use some CC on it as well. So we're gonna do that today. I remember like loving this sort of water feature right here. Not water feature, I mean it is an actual kind of river going across town, but I love this part of Willow Creek. I think it's really pretty. Looking at it now though, you can kind of see how some of the things here are not as well textured, like all of the trees in the background, but the actual lot should stay as it is, and we can obviously knock down walls and stuff. So yeah, this is what it looks like right now. And then now we're gonna go into the speed build part where I renovate it. I'm gonna be using some CC, but everything is linked down below, so just help yourselves if you want to download it too. Okay, so we're on to the speed build. It is another day at the moment for me. I honestly have done this house over the last 3 or 4 days. It's not that it's taking me that long. I mean, it did take quite a while, I'm not gonna lie. It was hard to also condense it down into a very short video, so there will be some jumps and stuff at certain points in time. So I hope you guys don't mind that. It was just a very, very long video. It was over an hour, and that's, you know, it being already a speed build, so I was like, oh no. Let's condense it down. So yeah, it has been a few days. I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling a little bit down the last couple of weeks. Things just seem much harder than they usually are, and I don't know why. I don't get it. It just happens, you know. I think it's just such a hard time right now, and it's very exhausting. Yeah, just going through what we're going through. I'm not gonna go into it, right? But it gets exhausting sometimes. I think everyone has that, you know. I don't want to delve into it too much and everything, but everything's okay now. I feel alright. Just trying to get through it and stuff. And you know, it's Friday today. It's really, really sunny outside. Literally the sun is coming into my room right now, and that's just the sort of thing that I need, you know. A little bit of happiness, a little bit of sunshine. It's those little things, isn't it? So yeah, I've got my coffee as well, so I hope you guys have also some sort of drink with you, so you can just enjoy it and relax with me and have a nice little chat. This house, oh goodness gracious, there's literally a little fly that's going right into my face. I'm really sorry. This house is really an interesting one for me. I've never done a house like this before, or a renovation. I mean I didn't build a house, of course, as you guys know, but the renovation of this was completely different to what I've usually done. But I really love that because it came out with so much personality, and that's what I wanted this home to have when I first started with it. When I first started this living room, and this is the longest part of the video, as you can see, I really didn't know about the layout. I didn't really know about the color scheme I wanted. I didn't know a lot of things going into it, so I just sort of experimented with it, and then the color schemes just all came together. I used the green from the outside and I brought it inside, in the walls, in the curtains, and then I found this couch that had a really nice like soft sort of pink purpley color. I don't know, I'm not very good at colors, but you know what I mean. And I was like, okay, these two colors go lovely together. And then I brought in loads of marbles, golds in this house, and some dark like navy blues as well. So I think those sort of 3 main colors, along with white, black and gold accents, just all came together so perfectly. It does remind me a little bit of some sort of like New Orleans style, but I'm not gonna stylize the house and say what it is exactly, because I don't know myself. I just went with it. And the story in my head when I was building this living room especially was that these people, well, I first started that these people living here, I'm imagining it's a couple, and these two, you know, people who bought this house probably had this house already in the family, like maybe it was passed down to one of them or something. So it obviously means a lot to them, so they didn't want to change too much of the home, you know, from the outside. They want people to still know, okay, it's that home, but on the inside they did of course make a lot of changes and completely just start from scratch. But at the same time, I feel like this couple, in my head I'm imagining it, one of them is probably like an artist of some kind, maybe another one is like an actor, so they're still quite, you know, famous. So they do want to show off their wealth in their home to an extent, but at the same time, when we go upstairs and we do one of these like family rooms, it came out so nice and warm, and it just showed that side to them, that, you know, you don't really see downstairs. These rooms downstairs, like the living room we're doing now, is really an entertaining space. So they have a lot of parties because they are, of course, you know, a little bit rich, a little bit, I don't know, famous, they're celebrities. They want to invite their friends around and they use the space. And yeah, go ahead. So they have these two sides to them where they're really like sort of celebrities who love to entertain. They love to have people around their house. And in the living room, what I like to do for that was create these little nooks. So obviously you've got the TV area where you can just watch TV with your friends and hang out there because the sofas look so comfy. You've got the place near the fireplace, so you can just literally lounge around there and, you know, watch the fire and have a nice chat. Or you can sit on those two like rocking chairs as well. They are rocking chairs, by the way. Aren't they gorgeous? I was like, I need more rocking chairs. I feel like I've said this in a previous video, but I'm just so impressed by them. So you can sit on the rocking chairs. There's just so many little nooks. There's going to be a piano as well placed here in the other corner. So I can just imagine having loads of like parties in this room, and you know, people just staying in their little corners, and you feel like there's one like coherent space, but there's still like privacy in each little part of the room, you know. That's what I was going for here. So yeah, really love the color scheme. Actually, a lot of the stuff that I use as inspiration and like a lot of furniture as well came from the new don't remember what the name is, that stuff pack, that pack we got with the ghosties. It shows how much I know about it. I honestly haven't used it that much. I just really wanted the furniture. I love to build on The Sims. I love to play, of course, but we haven't really experimented with that gameplay yet. So I loved using all of their stuff as well, because I feel like it is that sort of New Orleans style, isn't it? So I thought, you know what, let's go with that. But I didn't want to use just that stuff because I feel like a lot of people have been using it lately and I've seen it a lot. So I wanted to mix it up a little bit in this build and just use some of the items, but obviously not all of them. So yeah, this couple, I feel like they've met somewhere whilst they were traveling. I feel like they didn't meet in a very conventional way at all, and they sort of fell in love. They're a bit older now. They've got a preteen daughter, and so they all live in this house. They don't have a lot of kids, just one daughter that they've adopted, and I feel like she does know this. Sort of, they've been quite open with her about it. And the reason I say preteen is because I don't know, in my head I was imagining that, and it was quite hard to build a bedroom for her. I'm just gonna pause for a second here because we have now moved on to the dining room. So this is in the original floor plan as well. This was a dining room. The floor plan hasn't changed, and again, this is going to definitely be an entertainer's space, and you will see that there's loads of seating, a bar area, etc. So very, very fancy, but still keeping with the same color scheme. As I said though, just adding that navy sort of blue now as well, to mix it up a little bit. So but yeah, I was kind of struggling with the teenage girl's bedroom because I wanted her to be in this transition phase, and I wanted the furnishing in her room to show that she was transitioning from being, you know, like a small child to a teen girl. But she hasn't got there yet. She's still in the middle of like decorating her room, painting her walls, and knowing what kind of things she wants to keep, what toys to throw away. Because I remember this was a big part of my life and everyone's lives, right? When we sort of go through that transition phase, and it's not very quick. You don't just go from a child to a teenager. You kind of gradually, you know, say, no, like I don't want those teddy bears in my room anymore. So I don't know. It's fun to me to kind of imagine that. And yeah, it's a little bit hard obviously on The Sims because you do just age up. But I think, you know, if you do play in this house, if you do want to download it, I think you could definitely move in either a child or a teenager. You know, that bedroom can be used for both. So but yeah, so here I am adding a lot of things. I tried to add a lot of different pieces in this house for paintings and artwork, just to show that this couple has traveled a lot. They love traveling, but they're very sort of respectful of the cultures. You know, they try to educate themselves and now their daughter as well about different cultures. So I was just kind of going through that mindset and decorating a lot. Now I feel like they've both sort of stepped back away from the spotlight almost, especially since they've had their daughter. But in general, they now just want to travel, they want to live their life, and they want to focus on their family. They want to teach their daughter about, you know, the world and see the world together. So yeah, I feel like this couple are one of those sort of smarter celebrities who don't try to stay in the spotlight for too long. They sort of had their peak at some point and now they've just stepped away. They live, you know, a very quiet life. As I said, they still love to entertain. They have, you know, probably a lot of family and friends that love to come around and see them and just have a really nice time together. So that's sort of how I'm imagining it. I had to sort of go with someone who's a bit richer, obviously, because this house is just way too big. I mean, I don't know even what the price was at the end, but I can imagine it just costs so much money. So it has to obviously be someone who's a bit more rich and affluent, you know. So that's why in my head I went with this celebrity couple. But yeah, so here is the dining room sort of completed by now. Again, sticking with the same themes. I love the bar area though. This is also where you see that the house has been like modernized a little bit. So obviously a lot of pieces they've collected over their life is in this place, and that sort of older style, but definitely in the kitchen and the bar area and the toilets, actually, yeah, toilets kind of as well. They've, you know, really made sure that they are using modern pieces just to make their lives a bit easier as well. You know, you want everything to be functioning well. So that's sort of the reason here. We've got a more modern bar area, but again, sticking with the marble. I usually don't like a lot of marble, but you know what, in this place I was like, let me go all out with these pieces that I don't usually use, because why not? Let's experiment with it. So now we're on to the kitchen, and this is a kitchen using the brownstone collection from Harry. Absolutely amazing. I'm so blown away by this kitchen. I've had quite a lot of CC by now, I would say, but this kitchen has really blown me away because it's so different. I'm so happy that she went with something so much more experimental and just beautiful. You know, again, it's something that you can obviously switch around. You don't have to use the marble, but it's very modern, it's very up to date. It's just beautiful. So I was like, yes, we're going to use this kitchen. It's modern, and it just, again, as I mentioned, you know, this family wanted to have those facilities, and yeah, they want to have a modern touch on these new designs that they're putting into the house. So yeah, that's why the kitchen, absolutely love it. I wasn't sure at first sort of about the color scheme in the kitchen. I wanted to go with something a little bit different, but then at the same time I was like, oh, does this work? Like you can see here, I was using this red tile and paint, and I kind of like it now. Looking at it again, I really do like it. I don't know why I changed it, to be honest. I might go back and change it back again. So yeah, I don't know. I do really like the red, but I got rid of it in the end to have a little bit more white. But yeah, I don't know, I think both work. But yeah, this kitchen definitely, again, a bit of an entertainer space, I feel, you know, because you have this big island in the middle. But I would say I don't think this family cooks a lot. Like I feel like their kitchen is more like a show kitchen almost, with a lot of celebrities. That is the case, obviously. But they just don't really like to cook that much. They're like, both of them are not very good at it, and either someone comes in to cook for them maybe, or they order, or they go out to eat somewhere. They're definitely that kind of couple that just doesn't really enjoy cooking. You know what, I can't blame them. I mean, I think it's the same with my partner and I as well. We don't really enjoy cooking, but obviously, you know, hey, we can't afford to be going out every night or ordering takeaways, so but this couple can, for sure. These guys have done well for themselves. So yeah, I think that's why the kitchen is not really used a lot, but I still did want it to have a really nice cozy feeling, because I can imagine they come here for their breakfasts, and they are big coffee drinkers, so they have that like big espresso machine in the kitchen as well. They wanted that because they both love to wake up in the morning, make a coffee, and then just go out into the garden and have a quiet moment, you know, and yeah, just listen to all the birds around them and the nature. They live in a very beautiful place, and the garden space is definitely going to be an entertainer space, but it's also obviously got a lot of trees around, plants. By the way, they love plants. If you haven't noticed by now. The plant thing, I was in my head, I was imagining that the couple, one of them is really a plant lover and absolutely loves plants, and the other is not really too bothered about plants. So I feel like they don't really understand, like, okay, why do we have to have plants everywhere? But in the big spaces, sort of where everyone uses them, they do have a lot of plants. And in the guest bedroom, like, I feel like they would have had some sort of little bicker or an argument about how many plants should be in the guest bedroom. So one of them would have said, like, you could only put one plant in there. So then the other guy is like, okay, well, I'll just choose like the biggest one then. Okay, I'll choose the biggest one to be in the guest bedroom. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's just what I thought would happen here. I don't know, maybe I don't know, we could say, you know, that maybe one of them had a mom or a parent who was just really, really into gardening, and that's sort of their way of, you know, keeping in touch with that parent, I guess. I don't know, we could, you know, that's the nice thing, right? When you're building a house, you can sort of imagine why would they have these certain pieces, or what would have drawn them to that kind of thing. Or maybe they just really love plants. Hey, that could be it. So yeah, we're now onto the upstairs. So there are 4 bedrooms in this house, which is quite a lot. And I didn't think this couple would have a lot of kids. They don't seem like that type. They just have one daughter, perfectly happy. You know, they're not like, oh, we need 5 children. It's not that sort of situation. They're happy to have one child. And so I was a bit like, oh, okay, what am I gonna do with all these rooms? So we, of course, have the master bedroom for the couple. We have probably, yeah, the smallest bedroom actually for their daughter, and then the guest bedroom next to that, and then the last bedroom actually has turned into a family home. Not a family home, a family room, sorry. A family room. So the family room, once we get to it, I'm very excited to talk to you guys about it, but I won't say anything about it yet because I want us to sort of go through it together organically, so we'll get there. But yeah, so here's a little sort of landing area. I didn't really know what to put in here, but I thought, you know what, we could still make use out of it and maybe have a little bit of a chess table, an easel, etc. As I said, one of them is definitely an artist, so I feel like there's a lot of artwork around the house. There's a lot of easels just around in case, you know, inspiration strikes. And also, I think for their daughter, I think the daughter is definitely going again through that transition phase, but also she doesn't know herself what she really wants to do, what she's good at. So she's trying a little bit of art, but maybe one of her other parents, I feel like, is more handy, like with woodworking and etc., like just really good with those sorts of things. So I feel like she would try a bit of both and just try to see what is she good at, you know. And that's okay. Like, I feel like they're very supportive parents. They would just encourage her to try out everything and see, you know, where her passions lie exactly. So yeah, I think next we'll go into the master bedroom. I'm just taking items out of the bedrooms right now, and then we'll go on to the master bedroom itself. But yeah, so during this process I was really thinking like, okay, what am I gonna actually put in all of these bedrooms? Because I know myself, I don't really like to play with really big families. But at the same time, as I said to you guys, this couple is a bit older. I feel like maybe one of them would even be an elder by now, maybe another one like a late adult sort of age in The Sims, you know. So they definitely had their daughter really like much older, but at the same time I feel like they wanted to first focus on them and, you know, as I said, traveling, and now they want to show all of those things to their daughter. So I think that's just sort of what I was going with here. Yeah, the master bedroom though, very different sort of style to this, because I wanted this to be really their escape, like their safe haven from everything. So it doesn't have the same feel as the rest of the house. Well, it does a little bit, but not to the same extent, because the color scheme is so drastically different. It's very light, bright, you know, still have green, of course, still have that green coming through here, but it's definitely not as yeah, as sort of dark, and you know, it's not an entertaining space. It's really for themselves, and I think that's the main difference here. The downstairs is really supposed to be for everyone else, well, the family too, but for everyone else as well, because they're both really social people. You know, they love having friends and family around. But the upstairs is really for the family, so you see like different color schemes coming through, and maybe a little bit more messy as well. When we get to the family room, you'll see that. So it's really a reflection of, you know, who they really are, I guess, in that way. It's their own space. So yeah, I wanted to reflect that. And also we have like a nice little seating area in here, just like the original room had. So again, we're definitely keeping up with the original floor layout and original feel of the home, I hope. But of course it's really been, I guess, not even modernized that much, but it's been updated to what this couple is like and what they wanted from a family home like this. Sorry, I just had to have a sip of coffee. I've actually been talking so much about the family, and you know, I think that's such a good sign, because I had so many things running through my head when I was building this. And I feel like when you have that sort of story concrete in your head and you sort of build it up as you go along, it just makes the build feel much more alive. And I hope you guys get that impression too, that you get the feeling that this couple, you know, have been through a lot together. They've traveled so much, and now they have this home to reflect them and everything they've seen in the world. I don't know. That's just where I was going with it. And actually, whilst I was building this, I was also listening to, well, a few things. But usually when I build these like longer sort of renovations or builds in general, I usually listen to either the Curtis Connor podcast, really good it's called, or Sweet Boys as well by Garrett and Andrew. And I'll make sure to link both of those down below, because they're both very chill, at least for me. I mean, Garrett and Andrew's one is very chaotic, so if you have trouble like staying focused, maybe it's not the best. But for me, it's very good when there's a lot going on, I guess, for me to listen to, like a lot of background noise. But you can still sort of keep up with it, I guess, in a way. That really does help me, especially when I'm building things like this. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know I really enjoy it whenever someone builds a speed build, and they say like, oh, I was listening to this. I don't know, I enjoy knowing that, because then you can kind of feel like you were there with that person during that time. I don't know what it is, but I thought I'd share that as well. So yeah, those are my sort of favorite to go to podcasts at the moment. But yeah, if you guys have any other recommendations actually for podcasts, let me know. I've just really been getting into them this year and last year as well, I think. Especially when, you know, because now we're at the computer all the time and we're doing work, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like, okay, I need something on in the background, you know, to focus on, but also you don't feel so alone, I guess. Someone's there sort of, you know, speaking, and you can just sort of feel like you're part of the conversation because a lot of the things are very relatable, so I like it. Oh yeah, here is the guest bedroom as well. Again, it is keeping up with the color scheme from downstairs, which I thought was, you know, quite good, because obviously you want to have a cohesive interior, except, as I said, of their family spaces, but this is for a guest, so again we do have that feeling here as well. And same, yeah, just same, yeah, same color scheme. The wood, the dark wood used as well is probably a little bit new, but I thought, you know, they would have just gone shopping and got a set of everything for this guest bedroom. And I think we'll see here that I put like one plant in at the end. So this is where I was like imagining, oh yeah, this is a big plant. This is where I was imagining that sort of, not argument, but a little bit of a bicker. You know, they do bicker sometimes, but it's all in good, sort of in good fashion. Yeah, they probably did bicker a little bit about, you know, how much stuff to put in this room, because they are very stuff people, you know, they love to they love to have stuff in their house to show off who they are and what they've collected. And I also actually thought as well, maybe they both went from the richest of families, like they haven't had the best upbringing, so for them they've either got a lot of their furnishings from, you know, just from themselves, like the things that they've collected over the years, or from hand-me-downs, or from, you know, antiques and things like that. So that was sort of where I was going with for this build, and that's why some things don't match a lot, or etc., because I feel like they would have just collected them over the years, and they're really those sorts of people that want to remember where they came from and what they had before. So yeah, that's the reason, I would say. Now we are, of course, onto the bedroom for their daughter. Again, as I said here, you know, she's got this sort of transitional phase going. So on the left here, you can see that there's the painted wall, and I feel like she would have painted that with one of her parents, the artist, who, I don't know, would have just been so impressed that she wants to have a huge like mural, I guess, like a jungle sort of feel. And I feel like now she's going through that transition, so she wants to sort of get rid of all the really, you know, childish stuff in her room and change it up. So she's got that sort of painting on the floor there. It hasn't been hanged up yet, but she wants to hang it up. And she'll probably want to update like her desk and stuff later. So there's like a few things in here that they're still in the process of doing but haven't really got round to yet. So yeah, as I said, that really clear transitional phase, you know. Of course we had to have a plant in here too. I feel like one of her other dads would have been like, oh, we need to get a plant in here. Like there's not enough plants. But at the same time, I feel like they would really respect her sort of her own boundaries and what style she wants to have. So this room doesn't really look like the rest of the house, and I like that, because I feel like, you know, it's her own space. This is where she can escape. But the room isn't big, and I like this as well. I feel like they wouldn't have given her like a really big room, mostly because, I mean, let's be honest, this family has everything they need, right, in the other rooms. Like, you know, they've got this huge pool outside, a big garden space, you know, big TVs in other rooms. I mean, she's got also her own PC in this room, so I think she's got enough. And I don't feel like she's been sort of, you know, left in the dark here. Yeah, I did add a PC for her as well, because as I said, she doesn't know what she wants to do yet. Like, one part of her really likes the artist side, you know, to just be artistic, but the other side of her maybe really likes gaming or programming, whatever. So there's really two sort of sides to her, and she's trying to figure it out. She's still young, so she will figure it out, I'm sure. Now we are onto the family room. That's the only thing I can think to call it. It's a hobby room slash a movie night room slash game room slash everything. So this is really the place where the family comes together to sort of escape, again, you know, their everyday lives the room looks nothing like the rest of the house, and that's sort of what I was going for, because this is the room where they have all the furniture that they've collected over the years, any artifacts and stuff that they've been putting into this room. And these two the two guys, the couple, they really love trying out new hobbies, and they have loads of like different interests. So you can, you will find like an archaeology table here, candle making, I think like what's it called, like the workbench thing, so they really sort of dabble into different arts and crafts, and yeah, just making things, being artistic, using your hands, whatever. So that's why I wanted to show this room, that this is really where they just put everything in, and they're like, okay, we'll get to it one day, we'll try it out. Maybe they, stop trying things out after a while, I don't know. But this is really the room where they can just go crazy and be creative, and it's their own space. They don't have to entertain anyone but themselves. So it's really a little bit more messy, cluttered, and it's just their safe escape from everything. And I think, this family would be very close if they're sort of all together, even with the daughter. They would definitely like sort of set aside time for like movie nights, let's say, or they would all come together and play some board games. They're sort of it's very important for them, and I feel like they would try to keep that up as much as they could. So yeah, that's sort of what I was trying to get through from this room. I think everyone, can't always have like a perfect, clean and entertaining sort of space in their home. They have to have an escape where they can just go to and relax, and it's not for anyone to be impressed by, it's just for them, right? So yeah, that's the vibes that we're going for here. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm like very passionate about this family now, because this build, as I said, it did take me a little while, and so I had a lot of time to think about who I wanted to live here and what kind of things I wanted to portray from the house. I love building homes that have sort of a clear, not meaning behind it, but some sort of clear story, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I hope that's coming through. Also guys, I did really change the outside, but I did that yesterday, and I did film it, but the video would have been way too long, so I hope you don't mind. I've actually cut that out. But after the speed build here, like this part here, we will actually in real time have a look through the house. I want to do like a little tour with you guys, just so you can see everything and see all the detailing and stuff. So I hope that's okay that I haven't included it. I will still show it off and let you guys see what I did with it. So yeah, don't worry about that. I just wanted to let you guys know that I did record it, but as I said, the build took me way too long. I think the renovation total took about 6 to 8 hours. I can't even tell anymore, so I really had to condense it down. I am a slow builder though, don't worry. This is not like to say that it's just that big. I'm a really slow builder. Alrighty, here we are. This is the finished build. I'm so happy with how it came out. I was actually thinking to myself, I need to create this family I have in my head and move them in here and just enjoy this space, because I am really happy with how it came out. So here's a look at the front. As you can see, I've made a few changes to sort of the garden areas, but again, keeping with the original feeling of the place. And yeah, we've just got a few things out here as well, like seating areas, um, gardens, little plant arranging table hidden there, easel and little day bed. Oh my god, if I could lay in this day bed forever, I would. So yeah, that's the build, and you still got this little path going across, a few trees on this side. Not much with landscaping, to be honest. It's just a really big lot, actually. I think it's 50 by 50. It is quite a big lot, yeah. Yeah, I'll show you guys the outside in a minute. I'm very happy with how the garden space came out. So now we'll move on to the inside. Okay, so here's the little entryway. Nothing spectacular, you can pop your keys down here, and then you've got these two sort of archways leading both to great entertaining spaces. So when there's a party, I feel like they would just sort of direct people either to one room or the other. Again, loads of dark colors in here, very moody feeling, but very cozy as well, I feel. This is a bar as well, so you can keep your drinks in here and have a little sit, listen to the piano in the corner. You've got this nice TV space here. A few gold accents around, of course, little rocking chairs, an easel here as well. I thought, maybe just to look out sort of into the garden is also quite nice. And bookcases as well. I feel like they're both quite well read, and obviously for their daughter, to keep some of her books in here as well would be pretty cool. And yeah, lots of big plants and greenery. I think my partner said he would sort of not know where to look if he was in this house. Which is accurate. There's a lot to look at here. So, onto the dining room. I love these lights as well. Again, I feel like they would have sort of bought them from different, like all of their furniture sort of bought from different places when they were traveling. So these are obviously, yeah, I don't know, maybe like from Morocco or something. I'm thinking, it could be just somewhere that they've traveled to, or in the Sims world. We don't have that, but maybe the Jungle Adventure World or something like that. We can sort of imagine that they've bought that from their traveling. Yeah, lots of sort of shelving space here just to show off their personalities, make it more homey, and obviously this lovely bar area as well. Love these two statues here. And you've got some cabinet space as well. I didn't actually show the bathrooms, but here is one of the bathrooms. As I said, you've got the modern sort of cabinets, but sort of a vintagey toilet, and yeah, just a normal bathroom really. And then we move on to the kitchen as well. Lots of greenery again. As I said, this kitchen is not used that much. It's more of a, entertaining space and stuff for them. Or to have their breakfast and lunches, maybe like a nice sandwich or something, or cereal. And you can just pop outside here as well. Little planting area here. And again, we've got a picnic table as well. So the family can come out in the mornings with their cup of coffee and just look out. I mean, look at this view, right? That is a pretty good view. And let's go upstairs before we go outside because I want to show you guys the bedrooms. So yeah, we have the landing area here. Yeah, quite a nice space. Again, using more of the blues as well in here, and I love how these two colors look together on the blinds on the windows. I think that looks pretty cool. A little chess area as well. The original house had a chess area here, so I was like, oh well, perfect. We'll just pop that in. This is their bedroom. Again, very warm but still very bright and light in here. I had to swap out the closet because I wanted to add another window in here. And here's the little lovely bedroom, but of course still loads of artwork and stuff to show off, their style. Um, yeah, dresses as well for both of them. Not a lot of closet space, but I will actually show you them ensuite here. Love these mirrors in here. They've got a big double shower here, and here they've got another closet. So I was like, okay, maybe they'll keep like their other stuff in there. I don't know, it's The Sims, it's fine. So yeah, I like how that one came out. Oh, I think oh, there we go. Some paintings were missing here, but now we've got all of them. Into the bedroom for their daughter. Love these brush stroked walls in here. And as I said, she'll probably is in the process of taking off these like paintings and like all her teddy bears and stuff. But yeah, it's still a really nice bedroom. Lots of windows, so she would have lots of light coming in through here. She's painted this wall with one of her dad's. She's still got a few toys, but also her gamer girl PC here. So that's pretty cool. I was thinking she's probably part of the scouts as well. So yeah, I feel like she's just trying out so many different things to see what she enjoys doing. I guess bedroom in here as well with a little bit of artwork, one plant, and it's sort of very generic, lots of stuff obviously for the person to use when they come round. And nice seating area, little closet as well, maybe with fresh towels and a bathrobe or something. I feel like they would be very good hosts, they would look after everyone who came. And this is the bathroom for the daughter and the guests to use. So very much more decorated than their own bathroom, because again, it's that whole entertaining host, isn't it? So And here we go onto the family room. Look how messy, how real it looks. I love the feeling that it gives. And again, these like furniture pieces don't all go together, but they've collected them. It means so much to them and they want to show it off. These are things they've collected as well. Lots of instruments, photo cameras, game room, game table, little laptop as well. I feel like they're both not really big technology users, so they would just share this little laptop and otherwise ask their daughter for help like that. That's what I was imagining in my head. um so yeah, lots of little things, and here's like the little hobby corner. Just loads of things to do. These are some of the things they've made themselves. Love this as well. I feel like this is the family, like in the little bird statues. Their own candles they've made, little jars they've experimented with. Maybe their daughters also experimented with. We don't know. Knitting as well. I feel like this family just, gets up to everything really. And yeah, here I didn't really put anything, but you could easily have also like a sofa out here or something. But I feel like it's nice sometimes to just go out for air, right? To get some fresh air. Okay, well, back into the kitchen, which has disappeared. Love the camera. Love the camera on The Sims lately. So you can leave the kitchen here. You've got a couple of bins here. You go downstairs. Love this archway as well. This fence goes back to the front of the house. A little seating area, loads of seating areas actually we're going to see. Here is a little barbecue outdoor sink moment with this as well, so you can sort of have it covered, let's say when it's raining and stuff. This beautiful tree as well is from the rustic romance stuff that sort of just looms over the garden, and I thought that was so beautiful. But they do have a lot of greenery here, and here's another lot of sort of seating area with a fire. I feel like this is where they would hang out in the evenings after they've eaten and stuff. They can just sort of come out here. And this is their pool area as well. Very, very nice. Little paddling pool there as well, tucked away. Planter boxes, of course, because one of them loves to plant. And we've got some lounges here as well, just to relax by the pool. And look at this view here, with the trees. Oh, would be beautiful. Though I feel like people would see you from there. I don't know, maybe the fences would be higher realistically. And here is this beautiful sort of, yeah, pergola that was already here before. I didn't change it at all. I just again put new furniture in, using a lot of this Jardin stuff from Felix, Andre and Harry for the outdoors, and just loads of hanging lights, candles and planters. These they would have probably made themselves and wanted to put them outside as well. So it's just such a nice cozy space. This is definitely where they would have their private chats and just like a getaway from everything. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's the outdoor space. Here you can see sort of the floor plan hasn't changed a lot at all. I've kept it really the same, which was nice. It was a bit of a challenge, but it was also really, really nice to do. And then here we've got all of the bedrooms and the family room as well. And you can also see I've used different flooring as well. So I've used a little bit of parquet and a little bit of that diagonal sort of flooring in some other rooms. So yeah, and there's actually lots of space upstairs as well. You could definitely make an attic if you wanted to. This house is really, really big actually, which kind of intimidates me. And I thought this was gonna be like a quick build. It wasn't, but having said that, I enjoyed it so much. I loved this build, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, listening to me ramble on about this family. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you very, very soon for the next one. Bye bye everyone.